Alright, so previously we looked at mode, median and range from a data table. Today we're going to look at the mean, which is a little bit trickier because it requires a few more steps, but it can be done and it's not impossible. So you might remember how to calculate the mean when you're given the values as a list. You add them all up and then divide by how many there were on the list. So how many are on the list is easy. There are 5 students in this class with no pencils, 5 with 1, 3 with 2, 5 with, and so on. And we know that this from the previous work adds up to 25 because we did that last time. So that means this class has 25 people in it. So that's fairly straightforward. That's what we're going to divide by because it's per person we want this mean. What's a bit tricky is find out how many pencils we have between them because that's not written anywhere. So here, these 5 people between them, each rather, have no pencils. So if they've got no pencils, and there's 5 of them, altogether they've still got no pencils. Now these 5 people each have 1 pencil. So that means that between them, they've got 5 pencils. These 3 people each have 2 pencils. So how many pencils is that? Now you should be able to see that that is 6. And at this point, you're working out what operation I'm doing to get these values. So this was actually 0 times 5. This was 1 times 5. This was 2 times 3. This will therefore be 3 times 5 is 15, and 4 times 7 is 28. And to get the total number of pencils in the room, we'll need to add these up. 5 and 6 and 15 and 28 and 0 is 54. So this class has 54 pencils in it and 25 students. So each student will have approximately 2.16 pencils. And that is the mean. So the mean student in that class has 2.16 pencils. You should always check this number makes some kind of sense. If it came out as 8 pencils, you'd know it would be wrong because the most we have is 4. It should be somewhere central, usually with the mean, which should also help you check it's sensible. So just make sure you're dividing the right 2 values, the total number of pencils and the total number of students in this case, but the total frequency. So here we've got a card player who's recorded their scores. And the total number of points they've earned can be found in the same way. 1 hand of 10 is 10, 3 hands of 11 is 33, 4 hands of 12 is 48, 7 13s is going to be 91, 14 16s is going to use a calculator for, can't do that in my head, 2 2 4, 15 10s is 150, 16 4s is 44, 4 17s are 68, and an 18 is 18. And that again was just multiplying these to get a total number of points for each type. So if someone has 4 hands where they score 12 points in each hand, that means they scored 4 lots of 12 points. The total number of points scored is just this total. So 10 and 33 and 48 and 91 and 224. 150 and 64 and 68 and 18 is 706 points. Okay, which is almost 6 full winning games of cribbage. So how many hands did they play? Well, that's adding all these numbers up. So I think that was 50 from the previous video, but I'll just double check. Have this on the screen, shouldn't I? You can see what I'm doing. Just add those up and we get 50. So the calculation we need to do is the total number of points divided by the total number of hands played. So 706 divided by 50 is 14.12 points per hand. So the mean is 14.12 points. Okay, so from a frequency table it takes a few steps to find a mean, but it is there. Multiply and then add the totals. Sometimes you will see these data tables the other way up, where you have the pencils and the frequency this way, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 3, 5, 7, and we can say multiply across, but it's the same thing. You get the numbers in the add the columns rather than adding the rows. So just make sure it's the right way round, or the way around you're used to working with, or you can switch between the two. So I hope that makes sense. You've got some work to do on that. Enjoy.